Um, I'm a voice director and a casting director. My job fundamentally is to find actors and bring game characters to life and to record them. When I was first invited to join the games industry back in '94, I thought it was going to be really easy doing voices for games. Production had been in my blood. I'd worked in theatre, in TV, and in film, and I'd been running studios, and I thought it would be really easy, but I couldn't have actually been more wrong. Yes, games are entertainment, and they're basically part of a 5,000-year continuum for production for actors that starts with theatre and ends in TV and film. But they are different than anything that has gone before. A parallel that, for me, that illustrates the difference between a game and film or theatre is the difference between is there some technical stuff going on here? That's flashy. Okay, I'm going to just carry on through this. It's like the difference between the evolution of human transport. It's like games, the ultimate. And in human transport, the horse was the form of transport for thousands of years, and then came the car. And it's a massive change. For the world of the actor and the history of production that I came from, it was about the horse. It's that tradition of actors learning their lines from the script, etc., etc. And it took me really the best part of 14 years of working with games to understand that the methods that we developed in the past with blinking screens are an actual prison that hold actors and actual game production back. In theatre and TV, we know how to care for the horse. That tradition is massive. But those methods for games, it's as dumb as putting oats into the fuel tank of a car, using the methods we've developed for film. If we're going to take performance to the next level, we really need to understand that actor's world, and we need to understand the differences that mark their world and our magical world, and how to overcome those differences. And this talk really is about my perspective and my journey over those differences. And this is something I'm really proud of because I cast both of these characters. And I'm so grateful for CD Projekt Red for creating this about Aloy and Geralt. So, this is fundamentally the actor's world. What the actor brings to a play, a movie, or TV show is fundamentally a refined and crafted interpretation of text and subtext. It's a combination of the writer's intent and the actor's life experience. It's a process that starts with the script and builds towards a fully orchestrated performance. And it's normally, when we're in production, it's normally a 4 to 6 week process of collaboration between the actors, the directors, the design, and the tech. And by the time performance happens, everything is known and worked out and rehearsed with precision. Characters' lines, the set, the blocking, the timing, everything is done. It's a creative process towards the performance. And the key element is that the script, where it all starts, is really simple. It's like a piece of string, beginning and end. You're telling a very, very simple story. Any TV show, any play, it may twist a little bit, but it's a linear, straightforward thing. Now here, in this room, we know that the bedrock of games is sport, is games, not theatre. it's of choice. It's about choice and consequences, and the engaged audience as opposed to the passive audience. And two of the biggest factors that illustrate the difference between games and other media are obviously, because of that complexity, are size and complexity. These are the two things that really send actors into shock. A game script can be 10, 20, even 100 times bigger than the average movie script. And it's not a piece of script. It's like a map of a city. You can put it into 3D. You know, you can have scripts of 1 million words of dialogue. That's insanely huge. The complexity alone is a challenge. If we tackle a big, complex script in a traditional way, what we need is a huge budget and lots of time. And those are the two things that most of us developers just don't have. So the alternative to doing it that way, can that be cured? They're going to change the cable, I think, because I find it quite annoying, so I guess you guys find it quite annoying, you know, so let's try this. But the alternative is for us to do production differently, and this is something, oh, my screen's completely gone blank now. Oh, crap. Hey, guys. So do I need to start things again? I guess I do here. Let me just try this. Size and complexity. Okay, good. The alternative is to do production differently. For actors to act their best in games, they must be able to break free from their need to dissect a script, to learn the lines, to rehearse every nuance of meaning. And likewise, we as developers need to free ourselves from the hold of their tradition. You know, don't be enamored by, you know, the horse. Yeah, horses are lovely. Yeah? But we've got a fucking racing car, guys. You know, it's the actor is, hey, get into this world. And that is an amazing step. It's a transition for the actor to come into a game. Don't enter their world, bring them into yours. All we need to do is to teach them how to drive. And lucky for us, there is a really simple method. There's a parallel universe that exists that helps us do this. And it's fun. This is the world of the spy. This is about the methods used by intelligence operatives who have to go under deep cover. It's a world where there is no script. And it's about acting, where the stakes are somewhat higher than Hollywood. And it's about character first all the way. And it's also about living by instinct. And instinct is the key to unlocking actors for games. A good actor is a master of character, and by nature, they are a master of instinct. Almost every single actor who is great in a game has the skills of a spy, and all spies have the skills of the actor. And actually, I've had the pleasure of, because when I was researching this, I met agents from MI6, and I had a hell of a lot of fun. And it's another story which will take a day, but it was just glorious because it was the most powerful unlocking experience. And now transferring that to training actors makes it extraordinary as well. So the fundamental of getting an actor who's going to work like this is you need to find somebody who has the skill, and that's about casting. And casting is just like casting a net into the ocean. You know, it's the same as recruiting. Get it right, you win. Get it wrong, you lose. If you want, if you went to the Sound of the God of War talk, was it Daniel Bierczynski? Is that right? Yeah, I'm proud of that. He mentioned that they spent over 2,600 hours casting for that game. They understood the value of recruiting. Anybody who's in a team, which I'm sure you all are, you want great people on your team. You want people who are going to be inspiring, who have got the intelligence, who've got the creativity, who are going to add to the experience. Don't shortcut casting ever. If you do, you've got to get some duffers. And probably if you've been in a team, you've probably I've hired people who have just been hard work, and it's the opposite. Get it wrong, you lose. So forecasting, I advise cast early. Cast early as you can in production. This is when you have enough assets to evaluate the actor that you're bringing in. And a good time is when you have a consensus on the character, when you have a good character description, concept art, and a few lines of script. You can test whether an actor's going to work with you. When you're casting late, and there are two main reasons for really casting early. Yeah, early gives you time to evaluate somebody, their performance before it gets critical. Hey, Tiger. I completely lost it there. You probably, it's all right. Okay. And it means you can actually change the actor, when you're casting early. And it also means if the character doesn't work, you've got time to actually adapt or change the character. The second reason for casting early, it can have a massive impact on the team. When I was casting Horizon Zero Dawn, I cast Aloy. It was about 3 years before we went into full production, I think. And for Guerrilla, they just fell in love with her, and there was this, hell yeah, fuck yeah, they loved her. And in that embrace, it opened up debate. They could hear her. It influenced the animation. It influenced the writing. Her input as an expert of character brought the character to life. The journey of a character is like, when you're going from art to basic animation to voice, is like going from a corpse to a zombie, to somebody being fully alive. And a character that's fully alive early in game development is such a boon. Okay, let me just... my mouse. I'm just trying to do some mousy things here. The change did something to my screen. Okay. Don't know if I can see that now. Okay. So, cast for fit. And this is simply casting to fit the character. It's the fundamental of casting. You want the character to spring to life. And that's the essence of casting, getting them to fit. And the other one is casting for flexibility. And flexibility is about their ability to work with you. Do they listen? Can they take or change direction? It's kind of important. And when we're casting, we use this scale from A to E. E's fucking horrible. In production, this is E is like that wrong hire. It takes time and money, and they're never going to do anything good. Get rid of them. So casting is filtering that out. Now, believable space, not believable space. Not believable space is forgettable. Believable space is the creative space. That is your playground. That's the field where you want to be. So you want people who are the difference between A and B is the ability of the actor. Now, some actors are phenomenal to be able to, they can go anywhere with you. Other actors are phenomenal, but they can do one thing. So an A can just go, okay, let's go, let's have them, can you do Northern? Oh, I can do Northern, right? I'm a Northern guy, right? I talk Northern like that all day. So that's an A. He can go there. He can do this voice as well. He may be able to do a few others. A B is somebody who just does one thing. But they're all in believable space. They're great. They're usable. They're fantastic. Cs are generally people we look at who've got something unique about them. But it doesn't cost much time and energy to bring them in. Ds need to have something miraculous about them. Just like an extraordinarily massive bass voice. But this is how we evaluate in casting. And it's also how we look at production. We want everybody in the playground, all the way, A all the way. So, okay. Yeah, and so what we do is we always get actors in to record them. And I would avoid, I know a lot of indies go onto voices.com and Fiverr and all that kind of stuff. You're not able to assess the actor's ability in that space, or even from recommendation. Really. You want to be able to get them into your team to work with them. We put them in production conditions when we're casting because we want to know, how intelligent they are, how they're interpreting the character, etc. Voices.com, etc. You may have a great demo, but actually all that demo shows is that that person can produce a good demo. And you don't know how it's been crafted. And you want somebody with the instinct, the brain, and the power to do it in production conditions. Because some people just fall apart. Yeah? Right, where are we? Okay, so these are the things we're looking for. Are they committed? We want the actor to be going, fuck yeah, about the game. If they're not excited about what we're doing, bye. Yeah? Doesn't matter if it's some mega superstar. If they're just going to swan in and not be committed, they're not going to give their commitment, they're not going to give their passion. We want their passion. Also, are they supportive? Are they nice people? We want to work with nice people. We don't want to work with arseholes. Very simple, really. Are they intelligent? Yeah. How do they interpret the character? So when we're in casting, we give them prepared lines, so they've seen it in advance, where we leave them to interpret the character. They come in and perform those lines, and then we give them lines they haven't seen to cold read. And that's to basically test their ability to work instinctively into that spy space. Now, I'll come back to that on the skilled one. And flexible is also, can they take direction? So they may have ideas and be really strong and passionate, but then you go, oh no, that's not actually working. We need to go there. And they go, can't do it. That's something you need to test. So it's always in casting is go, yeah, can you do this? Yes, yes. And then they come with their ideas and you go, bang, take them at a complete different angle. And if they go with you, you've got a team member you can work with. Yeah, get excited about them. And obviously, do they have the skills that you need? Yeah, I think that's quite obvious. But yeah, the skill and the spy thing is the one thing we focus on the most, because this whole idea of instinct is the most exciting space. So if we go back to looking at this on the road here, instinct is magical. It enables a level of authenticity that goes beyond what can be rehearsed. Rehearsal costs time and money. Yeah. Instinct just... games are the first media ever that can fully benefit from the power of instinct. When performance can benefit from the very essence of what it is to be human. And I'm going to demonstrate how authenticity and instinct works by sharing with you a very old, intimate meme, right? So what I want you to do is kind of, this is a beautiful green hill in the country. It's a beautiful sunny day. This is the view you're watching. Okay, a few of you jumped. Yeah, it's an old meme, but the The essence of it, I don't want to do that again. The essence of it is when you experience something for the first time, you are being human. And acting is about emulating human. It's faking the human moment. Yeah? And what happens as soon as you've seen something, you know, a lot of you had seen that meme before because it's an old thing on the internet. But once you've seen something, you instantly adjust. But if your objective is truthfulness, instinct works, but then you have to, in adjustment, you have to then to fake truthfulness. So as soon as you experience something, you start disconnecting. The second time, one of the things we do is don't give them a script in advance. You disconnect, and then for performance, then you're deconstructing, reconstructing, rehearsing, and getting the performance there. And anybody who's been in a voice studio working with actors and give them a cold script, they will have noticed that the first time they read it, something magical happens. It does happen. You know, and all our focus is making that instinct work. So the big question really is, how do you facilitate instinct as a developer in a way that's effective for the game? This is also the point where the biggest difference between games and all other media exists. Size and complexity are the initial system shocks for the actor, but they can be fixed by adopting the spy cast method with character first. Yeah? The real killer is context, where the action happens. And if you were at Tomek Prusky's talk on the difficulties of video game storytelling yesterday, he emphasized the value of adding context and descriptions to a script. You can't emphasize it more. But actually, it's something that's, quite simple to do. You can, pull, a great director can pull a performance out of somebody. But can they remember the nuance of thousands and thousands of lines of dialogue with precision to connect the actor to the moment with precision? I don't think that's entirely possible. If it's small and very controlled, you know it. If you're like some of the animators doing short string pieces, yes. But the best way to give context is to show, not tell. And for you guys, this is really easy to do. And it's about giving the actor in the studio visual cues, visual images from the game. So cast early, record late. So record when you've got as much stuff as possible. Any performance that is not connected to the moment is shit. Yeah? It has to be connected. So visuals, use character images. It can be character art, but images, animated images, great from the script. Video, scene images, objects, items. Pick up a gun. How heavy is that gun? We have an armory in the studio. We have 100 swords. And it's like when we were doing Game of Thrones, it's like some of the actors liked performing with the swords in their hands because it made them just enter that space with more connection to the moment. Audio, performance of other actors, obviously. There's a big debate about the use of ensemble in the studio, where you've got a number of actors working together. The short of it is when you've got an ensemble creates its own identity. So you need to gauge the game to the ensemble. But that's another talk. Music adds emotion. You've got a horror movie, a horror game. The power of emotion of music can completely transform the experience. Spot sound effects, explosions, noises that create your reactions. Don't explain it. Bang, show it to them. And environmental sounds, the ambience. So you want to know what level the speech should be at. If it's too quiet, you're buggered. If it's too loud, right, if I'm talking like this, I'm shouting. Why am I shouting? It could be distance, it could be ambient noise, it could be emotional state. But what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to demonstrate some of this to show you how it works. So it's kind of fun. So I need you to switch over a little bit. How are we for time? So kill that. 20, great, that's great. We've got lots of time for fun. So, if I can get Windows to work. Okay, displays, extend these displays, duplicate these displays, keep changes, close. Okay, yeah, I mentioned Game of Thrones. I thought, yeah, have the mother of dragons for digital dragons. That's really corny, but hey. So, do we have any volunteers? Anybody would like to come up and be an actor out there? We've got one. Anybody else? Come on, to be an actor, to work. Okay, yeah, come on up. So, to work with Emilia Clarke as Daenerys. So you're going to be Asher. So what I'm going to do is, so what we do is built a tool that simply brings the game assets to the script. And you know, I can share templates. I can actually share the tool with you to do this. But so you're going to play Asher. So let's kick in the tool. Now this will all be on multiple screens. Mouse working. Okay. Tool. So we got to. Okay, so you're going to play Asher. So Asher highlights. Yeah, first line. Okay, good. So let me just see if I can get this. There's not much screen space here, so yeah, I'll be okay. I can do it there. So what the player can do is bring in all the other performances. Now, do we have the mic? Is this work? Do you have a mic? You've got a mic. Hey, you've been given one. Fantastic. So, Asher, Asher, this is what you look like. Actually, here we go. So, character art. God, it's you.
It's me.
It's you. Yeah, it's you. Right. Absolutely typecast. Right. So, are you happy having a go at reading Asher's lines? You know, so you're. He's a desperate northern lad. Yeah, he needs support, you know, against the not against the Targaryens, the other lot, the Lannisters. And he's gone to Daenerys to get fighters. So you're coming to see her. So let's read your lines. Does anybody want to be Daenerys, or should we just? I'll do Daenerys. I'll do Daenerys. Okay, I'll be your Daenerys to start with. Okay. Okay. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I've got this. Well, it's white. Okay. Okay. So you start.
Okay. Apologies, Your Grace, but we need fighters now, not gold.
Well, if you... Yeah. I was saying, yeah, exactly. I said, well, if you don't need it, I'm happy to take it back. Gold can buy many things. A sellsword like you should understand that.
That's high praise, Your Grace. I'm on it.
You've earned it. Well done. Well, let's stop there. We don't want to get it. So the whole thing is about giving context. So what we normally do is set out. Actually, if you go onto the scene, no, you don't get it on there. Just talking shit right now. But if I'm going to give you the scene image, this is the context. Yeah. So what we do is have a number of screens in the studio. No, you stay up here. You're going to be part of this. You know, we're going to get you deeper into this. And we're going to get, you know, so you know the context, yeah? And actually it's a quiet environment. So we'd have, you know, there may be a few birds singing or nothing. We don't need it to have that extra body to it. So we've got context. So let's go and add Daenerys proper. So Let's go for it. You start.
Apologies, Your Grace, but we need fighters now, not gold.
Well, if you don't need it, I'm happy to take it back. Gold can buy many things. A sellsword like you should understand that.
That's high praise, Your Grace. I'm honored.
You've earned it.
What kind of army can I hope to raise with this?
Yeah, okay, this is another scene, and he just, like, she's giving you gold, and you go, what the fuck? So, yeah, so complain, go.
What kind of army can I hope to raise with this?
Great, yeah.
You have my condolences, but not my men.
So the whole thing is you're dropping him deeper and deeper into the game. And the thing is, then we have, I think we have other audio cues here. We've got the music. So it gives you a sense of what's going on. So start from the top.
Apologies, Your Grace, but we need fighters now, not gold.
Well, if you don't need it, I'm happy to take it back.
Okay, music's not that powerful in this scene, but it's that choice. You've got it there. You know, should we do another scene with him? Yeah. Or does anybody else want to have a go? Come on.
We have second mic.
Oh yeah, come on, yeah, come on. Okay, this is this is a completely different game. This is called Blues and Bullets. And so we can get you both to play both roles here to start with, do a bit of ensemble. But I think that's kind of funning around. So you're going to play Elliot. That's him. Yeah. Oh. And you're going to play Milton. So let's highlight one of these guys. But the essence of this is you're immersing. So you play the white lines, you play the red lines. You're immersing the actor into the scene. And what this scene is, you're in this big room, and there's a gunfight going on. It's a heavy gunfight. There's a lot of people shooting at you. You two are crouched behind a sofa. Now, a big room and a sofa. Now, if I say that to you, every single one of you, imagine a big room and a sofa, every single one of you will have imagined something different. It's like when you're trying to put a voice to a character. Yeah? When you say this character sounds like this, until you've cast it, every single one of you will have a different voice in your head. It's a hard thing. So both of you actors have got different views of a sofa in the room. So let's give you the room with the sofa. That question has gone. They know exactly where they are, where they can create. So let's give them the scene.
What's the context, though? What's the situation here?
Oh, here you are, behind the sofa.
And there's a firefight going on.
So but it's quite loud. And what we did for this, the dev couldn't give us all the sound bed, but we agreed with them an energy level for the scene, the background, for the performance. So here we go. So this is the background sound. Right, now you two, you can act out the scene together. And you start.
Who are Hansel and Gretel?
Oh man, did you have a childhood?
No.
Well, that figures.
Yeah, carry on.
So, everything's going to work out fine, huh?
If someone hadn't thrown someone off the side of a zeppelin.
Well, Alphonse gets these crazy notions.
Alphonse. How about grabbing a gun and helping me?
I don't like shooting, I prefer the human touch.
Great.
Why does Capone send me a bodyguard who won't shoot?
Okay, great. But the thing is yeah, fantastic. Okay, so they're, bringing in the music takes the energy up again. But guess what? Those two guys were consistent to the space they were in. Yeah, straight away. I didn't really have to give them any direction, they just jumped in. If you were amazing actors, which you are, of course, you would love it. I'll show a video in actually of somebody doing this scene for you, because that's kind of fun. But adding the music again brings that level of energy up. So carry on. Go for it.
I'm not your bodyguard, Ness. I'm here to watch you.
Ivanko thought he knew you two.
I have one of these faces.
I know, I've seen it before.
Well, good for you. I want the secret.
Of what?
Of your blueberry pie.
In your dreams.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you very much.
You've actually achieved a pretty amazing thing here. I've always hated the stage. I have no idea what I'm doing here, and this was probably a mistake, but it was fun.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much. Yeah, the essence of it is immense fun. And this is the spycraft thing. You're throwing somebody into the moment. If they're completely in the character and know the character, they just explode into the moment. And yeah, I'm going to finish off with a little video of when I'm working with an actor coming in from a sort of classical film background. I'll do a demo like this. I talk to them about the complexity and the size and the lack of context, normally. But giving context gives precision. And when you're recording like this, and you've got all the different characters together and working off each other, you know exactly what you're going to get in game at the very point of creation. You're doing QA as you create. And the player, you know, will have alternative takes. You can hear those alternative takes, and you can rock and roll on stuff. It's not rocket science to create something like this, and it's not, you know, it's not hard to prepare your assets. You have those assets. It's making them available for production. But when I'm taking an actor from film into games to actually introduce them to this, they just get it. And this is a little video I did. I was with working on Horizon, and I wanted to get Deborah Wilson, who played one of the characters, but I used this demo of her playing one of the characters in the scene, and I just wanted to throw her into the thing to see what it was like. And I got my iPhone out, and we filmed this, and it was just like, I'm so glad I did, because it actually emphasizes how you inspire an actor. You know, because some actors just don't get games. They go, oh, games, it's hard, you know. But you get them if you inspire them. You get somebody who's brilliant on your team, and they're inspired. They're fucking awesome. Somebody who's brilliant who hates what they're doing is a pain in the ass. You want them inspired. So here we go. And this is, this is Deborah Wilson, and she's just gorgeous. I loved it to bits. I nearly cried when this happened, because it was just poured out of her. And it was the biggest plus for me, and I hope it works. Come on, here we go.
In return for the secret ingredients. Deal. Oh no, keep going up! Keep going up! Keep going up! One more small game. When you actually do production in your ear on every level, at first it's overwhelming, but you realize you're in the center of everything. You have the opportunity to not only move around because there's a mic attached to you, you get a chance to truly play the character. It becomes more three-dimensional than it's ever done before. When that vision is as precise as it is, with the sound, the music, the special effects, and the tracks of the other actors, you become so on point, you become so clear about the direction of the game that it's going to allow you to work more efficiently, more powerfully, and make you, on top of that, a better actor on camera as easy as it does behind the mic.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Oh, shut up. Yeah, that's it. Give them context, give them life. Yeah. And this is doing a lot of facial capture stuff. Kind of fun. You know, I'm in the fun. I think I have the best job in the games industry. You know, the actor stuff. And I'm so grateful to all of you for enabling me to do this. And it gets more and more exciting as scripts get better and better and people get more and more creative with the characters. And it doesn't matter if it's a huge AAA or a tiny indie, two-person bedroom team. You know, actors love storytelling. You know, they love the work you're creating, and it's just a hell of a lot of fun recording it. So thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much. This was, of course, Mark Estdale, and I have to admit, it was fuck yeah presentation.
Oh, thank you, man.
Okay. Do you have any questions? We still have some time. Okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Maybe.
Hey, can I take a photo of you all, my lovely audience?
Yeah.
You know, there's...
Do I fit?
Yeah. Thank you.
Hi.
Hi.
I wanted to ask about, like in film, when you cast actor, yeah, you give him some maybe scene which he reads, and then he reads, like you said, the script, and then how he gets all the character, and it's dynamic and everything, and then he like feels the scenes and maybe talks with the director about the scenes. So what kind of script do you give to the characters, or you just work
we
with
don't give them the script in advance, and we use Excel. Excel is the best thing. If an actor wants a script and a screenplay, no, don't be nice to the horse, get them in the race car. And the Excel, because it's a data management tool, and you're dealing with data, and it can, we can do changes in Excel and slap it back into the game engine. You can bug test everything as you're going along. We deliver at the end of the day, of a day's recording, and it goes into game without bugs. Because you're using tools that are actually relevant to the engine, to the game. So we don't give them. We just use Excel.
So basically, in every scene, you try to surprise them somehow to get them.
Yeah, give them that instinct. But if you like doing mocap, obviously it's traditional production. And if you're doing intricate cut scenes, it's still worth doing that work. But remember, when you've got the curve, it's time and money is to working for. And is it worth it? The rehearsed performance is just as good as an instinctive performance. They're both perfectly valid. But it's when you don't have time and money, use instinct because it's giving you a really phenomenal performance. Thank you.
Hey, hi there. Thank you for sharing this. This is awesome, and make sure I'm going to actually share it with my team, definitely.
Okay, fantastic.
But I wanted to just ask you if you can maybe elaborate a little bit more about how much of that audio input do you actually play them in headphones? So do they actually hear the guns and all that? Is it always the case that they like to having that, or do you have to kind of adjust that based on what based on the personality of the actor?
I think it's it's a director's choice. And the way we've completely redesigned the recording studio, the way it works. So we've just built a studio in Santa Monica so we can pop down and see you and take you down. That orange place is on 5th Street. So
I'll come and visit.
So we're it's because the director controls all the assets. We work like on a film set. So in the studio, we take the spy thing really seriously. But we take it out of the movies, a lot. And it's like on Mission Impossible, you've got the vehicle outside the embassy with the support team in. We're the support team. And it's about working as a team with the actor. So the control room is like a support team. I can't go back to the image. But it's, you've got the handler is like the director, and he's got control of everything that's at his fingertips. So he can choose what to give to the actor, whatever brings the actor into the moment. So they can hear it, they don't need to hear it. But actually when they start hearing it, they just start, you get some of the most difficult sort of traditional actors giving the script, screenplay format, paper, fuck off. Well, we don't say that. We just say, can I take you on a journey? Then introduce them to it, and then they get excited, and Deborah's response is very typical from an actor's point of view. And I think game devs, when they come into the studio to do it as well, they get really excited because they see it all coming to life, oftentimes for the first time in the studio. They know what they're going to get in game, and they can see it in game, and it starts getting a really creative environment. Yeah.
Thank you very much. It does. Yeah, I'm not in the dialogue. I'm not involved in dialogue, but I see how our department does it, and we do put pictures up and game art and everything. But a lot of that is actually performance capture as well. So that's a different.
Nice stage you got there.
Yeah, nice stage. Yeah, it is a nice stage.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Another question? Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for giving me the chance to embarrass myself. I'm going to regret that.
Yeah, that's brilliant, yeah.
I have a bit of a different question about the background of your producers and directors. Are
Yeah.
all of those people, people with background in theater, music, film, or something like that? Or is it maybe a bit more diverse and, can you get into that from regular game development roles?
Who are good directors?
Well, maybe not just directors, but I imagine you have some producers and, all kinds of people involved in the whole process, so...
Sorry, I kind of don't understand the question.
The point is, do you have to be a film person or a music person to get involved in voice recording?
It's being passionate about it, really. We've had all sorts of directors, and then we're building our directing team all the time and trying people out. People who are passionate about games and know games, and know the nuances of games, are really the best people. People who are writing and directing in games. Film directors think visually. They think, they think in a different way. And when you're actually working without context, they fill the gaps, and oftentimes they'll push performance to be bigger than it needs to be, or a voiceover director will often put everything into the voice. So it's, subtlety, nuance comes from connecting and understanding games and understanding the art form, and being able to fill those gaps and bring in, radio directors. I had directors from theatre and everything. Theatre directors, they're thinking about performance in an audience, and it's a different form. I think a director has to love games, absolutely, passionately, and understand them, and understand that you leave space in the studio. You leave space for the... I leave space, don't let the performance be everything, because you're going to be having the music and the sound effects and stuff later. And if it's, and if you try to make the performance do everything, it kind of gets overkill. So it's, I think it's passion for games,
So the way I take it is just, you do have people coming in from other roles in game development instead of just people from the outside.
My team, most of my team come from the film industry, and from the audio side of film, and but on visual as well, actually, and music. But they're all passionate gamers. That's the essence of it. They love art, they love creating shit. And I think that's do it. Getting into doing this stuff. It took me. I've done this 24 years, and I love it, and I still learn every day. But I started knowing nothing and making a lot of mistakes. And we learn by our mistakes. You put the game out, and you just go, why did I do that? But next time you don't do that mistake, but you do another one. After time, you just do different mistakes. Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Any other questions? If not, the time is up, and thank you once again, Mark.
Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. I really enjoyed that.